Hello, good evening and welcome back to the channel. I can finally let you guys know that I have my HP Reverb G2. Frustratingly, because of HP, I pre-ordered on July and finally received my headset and units on the 1st of December. Now you guys out there are probably sick of hearing about the HP Reverb G2 and I sincerely apologise about that. So the sad fact of the matter is that every other big YouTuber and reviewer, but even some smaller reviewers, got their headsets way before I got mine, and in that time they've done every unboxing, through the lens, through this, through that, through the tracking and videos out there. So why do you want to watch my review? Simply because I paid for this headset. I am not bound by HP in any way, and I'm going to give you a completely honest and unbiased review. And I'm not saying that any other YouTubers or influencers out there have been telling you lies. I'm just going to give you my experience of what I found with the headset. Now, I had big anticipation for this headset, and unfortunately I have to report to you guys that overall I've got very mixed feelings about the device. My expectations have really been let down. And on the first day of owning this, after faffing about with it for a couple of hours, I was really considering putting it on eBay. But I never did. So the HP Reverb G2 is let down on a few fronts. The strongest part is the headset. It's really light. It's really comfortable to put on. It fits my smaller pair of glasses, and the headset can be taken on and off using the flip up head strap. The strongest point of the headset is the audio. The audio far surpasses any VR headset I've ever used. The visuals. Is this a next gen VR headset? Did it absolutely blow my socks off? No. No, it didn't. Unfortunately, I've got to report that although it's classed as a 4K resolution headset and it is very clear, there is no pixelation or screen door effect. It's not, I don't think it's quite true native 4K. Perhaps it's meant to be, but I don't think it is. Something other YouTubers I've not heard really mention, and I had to look this up online because I wondered if my headset was damaged, is the very small sweet spot. Now when I say that, I'm not on about the sweet spot in the vertical way, but the horizontal sweet spot, in that I was actually surprised to see that across the full field of view text is not perfectly clear. Now I was shocked by this. I was actually quite pissed off by it because I wasn't expecting that. I found that if that is your field of view of the headset, there is like this sort of area where everything is perfectly sharp and clear. Outside of that well, it's not quite a circle, but that area, it's almost everything's rendered at a slightly lower resolution. Not low enough that it's of a poor resolution, but enough for you to see a difference between something absolutely pin sharp and clear to slightly blurrier, and it's not on the edges of the outsides. It's from a distance from about that far to the outside. Now, if you're looking at a long line of text, you actually have to turn your head to read the rest of the text. When you look, the text is perfectly clear. It's not like VR headsets of old. Now, I wasn't expecting this. Like I say, I would have expected, like in my Oculus Rift, that whatever res it is, it's like that across the whole display, but it's not. I thought the horizontal sweet spot, the sweet spot of where everything's perfectly clear, is actually quite small, and I found that disappointing. Now, I have reduced that disappointment very slightly by realising, I did know this prior to it, but obviously you're like a dog with two dicks, you've got the headset, you put it on, you're like, whoa, and then I instantly like, whoa, why is it doing that? If you go into Steam VR and you go into the settings, the per pixel per eye rendering is a lot higher than it should be for this headset. So it's almost a super sampling the minute you put it on. The problem is that super sampling looks so clear and sharp that when you set it down to what it's supposed to be, it does look a bit naff from what you've just seen. But that difference between the sweet spot on the outside is not as bad, but it's still visible. And I noticed this when I tried a set of Corsair. I was in a Nissan GTR R34 and the cockpit and dials in front of me was very clear, but on the center console where you've got your PlayStation dials, they were slightly out of focus and I had to turn my head and look at them for them to be pin sharp, and that was disappointing. Another main and disappointing letdown of the HP Reverb G2 is the controllers. The tracking, it's not perfect. I'm going to be honest with you. Your mileage may vary, everyone's home environment's different. You might have daylight type lights, you may have yellow type lights, whether that affects it, the light levels. The tracking's not what I thought it would be. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. And when I had my Oculus Rift, I quite often, when I was waiting for stuff to load or whatever, or just a point where you're not doing something, drop your hands by your side. I've done that in the HP Reverb G2 and had laser lines of the controllers going crazy. It's not brilliant. I find that the controllers are quite big as compared to my Oculus Touch controllers. I've got just average, I think, you know, normal size big man hands, and they only just about fit my grip round there. My kids do often use the VR, and I think these controllers, they may struggle holding a bit. Another thing I want to mention is how cheap, I wouldn't say horrible, but how cheap and plasticky these feel. And I want to draw your attention to the battery compartment. On my Oculus Rift controllers, because it is almost like the same design, they had a magnetic interface that was seamless when you pulled it back to take it off, and when you put it back on, you only had to get it near it and it snapped back into position. This is just cheap and nothing to like. The plastic on this feels nasty, and I'll be honest, that's quite sharp. The controllers on the HP Reverb G2 use 2 batteries, and as you may have heard online, I don't think they actually last as long as other headsets. Now, my bugbear is coming from an Oculus Touch controller that when you fit this back on, it doesn't snap into place. You've got to physically push it closed. And the fit and finish of the controllers is poor. What I want to bring your attention to, that area that actually comes on and off to fit the batteries, does not fit flush with the other side of the controller. If I actually get my nail and run it along there, I run into that edge because it overhangs and protrudes off that edge slightly. That is just poor design, poor tolerances, fit and finish. The controllers are a letdown. Another massive letdown for the HP Reverb G2 is the Windows Mixed Reality software. That is perhaps the biggest bugbear of this device. Not the actual portal, it's the Windows Mixed Reality portal itself. Yes, it's quite sparse really. It's got old, outdated demos and applications. Some of it's geared more towards perhaps a semi-production environment. It doesn't really cater for a VR enthusiast gamer, because all your games are going to have to be launched through Steam VR. But from within the Windows Mixed Reality, there is no direct interface to get to Steam VR. You can fire up a window with your desktop and do it that way, but to do that you must have first installed the Windows Mixed Reality Steam application. So you've got to go into Steam, download it, and then when you run that application it then fires up Steam VR. So to get your games to work in the HP Reverb G2, you have to have the Windows Mixed Reality portal open. You then have to load the Windows Mixed Reality portal Steam VR application, which then in turn opens Steam VR. So 3 applications need to run to get your games to work. Now if you didn't load them up in the correct order, or one of them wasn't loaded, you quite often find that the applications trip over each other and things don't load. Also, because the Windows Mixed Reality portal can be used for production and you can open windows up inside it to use different applications, it creates 3 or 4 virtual desktops. And when I say that, and when I say a virtual desktop, I mean like a virtual desktop window. So if you had dual or triple screen monitors, those monitors are available if you wanted to go into the Windows display settings. Now because it creates these windows, it causes a problem from your desktop, in that when you've got the Windows Mixed Reality portal open, if you open another application on your desktop, they can often get confused and get fired off to one of these virtual desktop environment portals, which means the application flies off your screen to somewhere where you can't access it. It really is annoying and a bugbear. And that's not where the problems end. If you want to come out of Steam VR, you click on the X to close Steam VR, it closes. If you want to come out of the Windows Mixed Reality portal, you click on the X, but then realise the application is sat in one of those virtual windows. So if you go down to your taskbar and right click or hover over that window, you can see there's a little option that's popped up saying, are you sure you want to close the Windows Mixed Reality portal? Trouble is you can't click on it because the window is in another window that you can't get to. So you think, okay, I'll right click and close the window, but that doesn't work. So you think, alright then, I'll do Control-Alt-Delete, and if Control-Alt-Delete to bring up Task Manager doesn't fire off into another one of those windows, you have to close it down via Task Manager. I even ran into the scenario where the only way I could close down the HP Reverb G2 VR was to sign out of Windows and sign back in. That's the reason on my very first day I was considering selling this off, because it gave me the arsehole. It really minged me off, because I've come from an Oculus Rift. The Oculus software and the Valve software Steam VR have always gone hand in hand. Yes, I've sometimes had some launch options, but very rarely, and they're very intuitive how they work. The Windows Mixed Reality portal just seems like a complete afterthought, like a bit of Windows that was bolted in and everyone forgot about it, and it doesn't really integrate and play nice with the main gaming systems. Why did I not sell it then after everything I've said to you and let you know? Because before I thought I'd get rid of it, I haven't even tried this in a sim racing game. And I loaded up a set of Corsair and I'd done a few hot laps. And I gotta say, Assetto Corsa looks really good in this headset. I then loaded up Project Cars 2 and I did an hour's race in Project Cars 2. Project Cars 2 looks really good in this headset. I transitioned from day to night through the race. I had one of the best races I've had. I never crashed the car. I seem to be more in tune. The actual viewing distance is way above any other headset I've ever tried. That, I think, aided my driving. And the comfort of the headset and the sound of the headset, the fact that the earphones are off ear means that you don't get or feel as hot or as uncomfortable. And to be honest, when I come out of that hour's race, going from last place to third place, I felt fresh and I didn't have VR lag. And at that point, I decided that if I sold this, there is nothing on the market at the moment that comes near to the There's nothing on the market at the moment, I'm not going to say clarity, but nothing comes near to the resolution of this headset, and the sound absolutely wins hands down. But this is the problem with the HP Reverb G2. It is not the full solution. It's a compromise headset, and if you're going to buy it, you're going to have to put up with the compromises. And I don't think this headset will have much longevity. And the reason I'm saying that is because really it's now waiting for one of the main players, either in my eyes Oculus or Valve, to implement a PC VR orientated headset with the same or higher resolution. It's an open market, and I feel like now, as a flight sim and racing enthusiast that also wants to play other VR games, I'm going to stick with the Reverb G2 for now until a better offering comes along. And I think this is something that Valve need to sit up and take note of. The reason I never bought an Index was the cost was too high. I appreciate it's got the Knuckles controllers, the very good quality of the headset and the base stations, but Oculus have released the Quest 2, which is a tetherless VR headset which can be hooked up to a PC and is even cheaper than the Reverb G2. Cost of VR is what's going to drive its popularity forward. So Valve, if you can trump the G2, please do, but please bring it to us at a cost that is reasonable, like the G2 price. So too long didn't watch. My overall conclusion of the HP Reverb G2 is that this is not the next gen VR headset that I was expecting. It's certainly the best headset experience I've had, but it's massively let down by the Windows mixed reality software, its integration with Steam, and the poor tracking. Whether some of that can be improved is down to HP and Microsoft. Maybe Valve would like to chip in on that as well, but it's a compromise headset. If you are a VR flight sim or racing sim enthusiast and all you're bothered about using is this, the head mounted display, it's for you. If like me you love that stuff but you also want to play first person shooter games, gun games, you know, other VR games, you're going to have to put up with this. And it is a compromise. If you can put up with those compromises until something else better comes along, you've got, I think, the best VR solution on the market, purely because of the audio and the resolution of the headset. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please sound off in the comments down below What's your opinion? Have you got the HP Reverb G2? Are you thinking about getting a HP Reverb G2? Have you experienced the small sweet spot like I have? Or is it something you've not noticed? I'd love to know your opinions. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. And just before I go, guys, something I actually forgot to mention, and I'll slip in now. I'm going to be doing more VR flight and sim racing just as soon as I've worked out how to record high quality videos, because unfortunately in Microsoft's crazy head we have a 4K headset that will only mirror at 1080p. What a crock of crap. Come on, sort it out. I want high quality content for you guys, and I would have thought by now that would have been fixed. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll be back very shortly with the desktop builder I've done for my family member. Thank you for watching, and peace out.